Did you know Madrid has been able to maintain its status as the most successful football club in Europe by ensuring it always has the best players in the world? In the past, it achieved this by buying established stars like Zidane, the Brazilian Ronaldo, Beckham, Kaká, CR7, Figo, etc. But in recent years, it appears to have come up with a different strategy. This strategy simply involves bringing Wonderkids from all around the world to the Bernabeu. So far, this strategy has been successful, but this is not the case for every young player who has put on the Madrid jersey. From Endrick to Rodrygo, Martin Odegaard to Vini Jr., this is how the last Madrid Wonderkids have performed. Martin Odegaard. When viewed through the Madrid lens, Odegaard is one of the most successful Madrid Wonderkids, but when seen otherwise, he is actually very successful. Odegaard, who now plays for Arsenal, joined Madrid in 2015. He was only 16 years old and was bought for 4 million euros. He was Madrid's youngest player at the time. However, being young in a star-studded Madrid team wasn't a very good thing, as this meant he lacked the quality and experience to play for the Los Blancos. Since Odegaard couldn't get playing time in Madrid, he had to go on loan. First, he went to Heerenveen and then moved to Vitesse. After playing in the Netherlands, he was back in Spain, where he began playing for Real Sociedad and was able to win the Copa del Rey while on loan. Odegaard was never really going to fit into the Madrid squad, so he put pen to paper for Arsenal in 2021. The Gunners paid a fee of 30 million euros, and after a year at the North London club, he was announced as the captain of Arsenal. As much as captaining for Arsenal is a big deal, Odegaard is also captain of the Norwegian national team and is considered one of the best midfielders in the world. At the moment, Madrid might not be missing his passing range, vision, dribbling ability, and technique, but after Modric retires, Madrid just might need a midfielder with Odegaard's ability. Odegaard's inability to break into the Madrid team probably worked in his favor, but this doesn't seem to be the case with Takefusa Kubo. Takefusa Kubo. The football community probably doesn't consider Takefusa Kubo special, but Japanese football fans are different. And if you think football fans from Japan are biased, you are wrong. You see, Kubo might not make it to the list of the best players in Europe, but in Japan, he is considered a fine player, and due to his technique, he is also known as Japanese Messi. Now, being referred to as the Japanese Messi probably made Kubo quite special, but that's just one of the reasons he is special. Like Luis Figo and R9, Kubo is one of the few players who have played for Madrid and Barcelona. You most likely do not know this because he didn't achieve any success with any of these clubs. On the 14th of June 2019, 18-year-old Kubo put pen to paper for Madrid. Although he was officially a Madrid player, he had to represent the under-19 team. This might be common knowledge, but about 8 years before joining Los Blancos, Kubo was a Catalan. However, things didn't go according to plan, so he had to go back to Japan. After joining Madrid, since he couldn't compete, Kubo went on loan. First, he went to Mallorca for a full season. He went on to play for Villarreal and Getafe before returning to Mallorca on loan. Playing a couple of seasons away from Madrid helped Kubo gain ample experience, but he still wasn't good enough for Madrid, so he joined Real Sociedad, where he is doing quite well. Becoming a success as a youngster in Madrid appears difficult, but it seems youngsters from South America just know how to break into the Madrid first team. Rodrygo. Rodrygo became a Madrid player in 2019 after his former club, Santos, received about 45 million euros from Madrid. He made his debut in a match against Osasuna. Interestingly, he scored in his debut match, and he did it under a minute. A couple of months later, he had his first hat-trick for Madrid. He was 18 years and 301 days old, and this was in a Champions League match against Galatasaray. Although he is not the youngest player to have a Champions League hat-trick, he is number 2 on the list of young players with hat-tricks in the Champions League. Since arriving in Madrid from Brazil, Rodrygo has developed into one of the best wingers in the world. He is adept at beating opponents in tiny spaces and has a reputation for his dribbling, finishing, and work rate. Although life for Rodrygo in Madrid is just fine, he has a very rocky start. Rodrygo arrived in Madrid a year after fellow Brazilian Vini Jr., and just because he is a Brazilian, the football community expected him to have a smooth run. Well, the winger might have developed into a big game player for Madrid. This is something fans of Chelsea Football Club can relate to. However, just after arriving from Santos, it didn't seem like he had what was needed to play in Madrid. But after a couple of years, it is beginning to look like he is going to be a Madrid legend. And it is quite clear who he is, following in Vini Jr.'s footsteps. This isn't surprising as he was once compared to Neymar. I think it is hard to find any way in which it is a benefit because I think I will always be left behind in comparison. We are talking about Neymar, who is an idol for everything he did and achieved. I'm just getting started, so making this comparison with him is kind of hard. Yes, it is good, because it is a sign that I'm doing something good and I'm demonstrating something on the field, but there will always be something a little bad in this comparison with an idol. I always said to avoid these comparisons. It is unnecessary pressure that ends up being thrown at me. Thank God I was able to say that I didn't want to be compared with anyone, and then there was never much discussion. Sometimes there is, but it comes from outside, so it doesn't interfere much on the field. Vini Jr. Before the arrival of Jude Bellingham from Borussia Dortmund, Vini Jr. was Madrid's best player. Right now, Bellingham might not necessarily be better than him, but he is no longer unarguably the best player in Madrid. Since playing a major role in Madrid's Champions League victory in 2022, the football community sees Vini Jr. as one of the best players on the planet. Even Neymar thinks so. Mbappe had a great season, and Benzema too. But from what I've seen, Vinicius Jr. is the best player in the world. Very few people thought Vini would have gone on to have the kind of impact he currently has at Madrid. When he arrived in Madrid from Flamengo, there were very few young players in Brazil who were considered as good as he was. Sadly, he struggled to make an impact in the Madrid squad. Of course, this wasn't because of a lack of talent, he just needed a bit of adjustment. Vini had no problem beating players, but his finishing was poor. At some point, Benzema was beginning to wonder if he was playing for Madrid or the opponents. Well, the days of Vini being a liability are over. He is one of the finest in the world and is a candidate for the Ballon d'Or. This is something he probably has in common with Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. Bellingham is one of the few players who proved themselves on the big stage before joining Los Blancos. The English midfielder has probably had the fastest adjustment to life as a Madrid player after CR7. After signing for Madrid from Dortmund, he just couldn't stop scoring, and at some point, it seemed like he was going to have more goals than Ronaldo. According to Figo, he has started very strong and has adapted very quickly to what Real Madrid entails and is. And when asked if Jude is one of the best, Figo said yes, without a doubt, for his talent and commitment he is showing, even though he is so young. From the first moment when he started training, we looked at each other in preseason, the veterans, and we said, phew, he knows what he's doing. You don't see that, he's very fast, or that technically he's crazy. Jude is still in his first season and already has won the league. That's not all. He is on his way to winning the Champions League. As beautiful as this might seem, it gets better. He has contributed to every bit of Madrid's success this season. And even when it seemed like the goals were difficult to come by for Madrid, he always stepped up to deliver the team. This is the one attribute he has in common with CR7. And if he is able to maintain his form, he is on his way to becoming a Madrid legend and might be the 7th English player to win the Ballon d'Or. This next player is as versatile as a player can be and offers a lot to the Madrid squad. Well, to see all we have to offer, please like and share this video. Also, kindly subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this. Camavinga. Eduardo Camavinga came to Madrid as a relatively established player. Although he was still a teenager, the Frenchman was already a major name in Rennes. After signing for Madrid, Camavinga couldn't break into the first team as he had to contend with Kroos and Modric for a space in the Madrid midfield. Well, this could have been a problem for other players. However, it wasn't a problem for him because of his versatility. Quite unlike other players, Camavinga can play in several positions, and regardless of the position he's in, he doesn't fail to deliver. Although the Madrid star has never been tried as a goalkeeper, his fans believe he can actually man the post if need arises. Camavinga doesn't own the Madrid midfield yet, but with Modric aging, he is becoming more regular, and it is only a matter of time before he completely takes over the midfield, where he partners fellow French international Tchouaméni, who probably can relate to sitting on the bench or changing positions instead of sitting on the bench. Tchouaméni signed for Madrid a year after his countryman Camavinga. He was already doing well with Monaco, so Madrid had to pay 85 million euros for his signature. Although Tchouaméni met Camavinga in Madrid, he went on to be a regular in the midfield before his fellow Frenchman. And this isn't because he is better, rather, he came in when Casemiro was leaving. So, the defensive midfield position was open. Tchouaméni is currently a regular in the Madrid midfield and might go on to become a legend like Modric and Toni Kroos. But this next player is still far from becoming a regular in the Real Madrid squad. Arda Güler. Goulet has been in Madrid for less than a year, but he has already won the league and could end his first season in Madrid with the Champions League trophy. He joined Madrid from Fenerbahce for a fee of 20 million euros and put pen to paper for Madrid on the 6th of July 2023. However, he had to wait until the 6th of January 2024 before making his debut. As much as fans might assume, it took him quite a while to make his Madrid debut because of the quality in the Madrid squad. That was just one of the reasons his Madrid debut took a while. Another reason was he was injured. Although Goulet had to wait a while before making his Madrid debut, he won his first trophy with Madrid about a week after his debut. Several days later, he made his La Liga debut in a game against Las Palmas. He came in as a substitute for Rodrygo. The attacking midfielder went on to score his first league goal for the Los Blancos about 2 months later. Goulet is still a new kid on the block and might have to go on loan just like Brahim Diaz before he became an established Madrid star. Brahim Diaz began his football career at Malaga, where he was born before going on to play for Manchester City between 2015 and 2019. The 24-year-old became a Madrid player on the 6th of January 2019. And unlike Goulet, who waited a while for his debut, Brahim debuted for Madrid 3 days later, 4 days after his debut in the Copa del Rey. He made his league debut. Regardless of the fact that he made his debut early, Diaz had to wait till the 12th of May 2019 before he got his first goal. Brahim seemed to be getting integrated into the Madrid setup rapidly. However, he was surplus to requirements and had to go on loan to AC Milan, where he was for 3 seasons. The Moroccan international returned to Madrid in 2023, is currently an important part of the squad, and should be playing alongside Brazilian wonderkid Endrick next season. Endrick is quite a break from the norm. Of course, he is super talented. He doesn't stand out just because of his talent level. Rather, he stands out because he is the only Madrid player in this video who is yet to actually play for Madrid. Well, this explains the hype around him. It is easy to think the fans are the only ones interested in seeing him play for Madrid, but that's not the case. Even legends can't wait to see him wear the Madrid white and white. Speaking of his future as a Madrid player, R9 said, "I think he's a kid with a very promising future, and he's already playing professionally. Moving to Real would be a sensational experience for him and the future of the national team." Endrick currently plays in Brazil but is currently signed to Madrid. This deal is already set in stone. However, we will not be seeing a play at the Bernabeu until next season. This is not because he is not good enough, but because of the agreement that he will be revealed after his 18th birthday. So far, Endrick's journey as a Madrid player is still fresh, and only time will tell how far he will go. Will he go on to be a legend, or will he be a flop like Rafael van der Vaart?